What's up, everyone?
What's going on?
How's everybody's week been? It's been something else for me.
It's been a week. A week
It's
that
been
could have been like 3 months. But,
it's been a week, you know. It's been a friggin' week this week. I'll tell you, I cannot believe that we're already the Thursday. You know what I also can't believe? We're doing an auction tomorrow. I haven't done anything to plan for it yet, which bothers me.
Wow.
I just thought I'd share that with you guys. That's how this week has gone. I literally cannot believe it's Thursday. I so can't believe it's Thursday. I forgot to put anything out on Instagram, and I'm usually pretty good with that stuff.
I'm promoting
at least for
it
PFO.
For right now, I'm promoting it.
But I was happy that we at least got our
maybe
our
like
video
4
out
people
today.
Go up. 4.
So, guys, welcome in. I'm going to say hi to some people because, you know, they're here to have fun tonight along with us. So, James, thank you for getting in early. And Chase Chaser, never asked, first 3 in today on my side. Pipsqueak could have came in before them. I don't know. On my side, it doesn't show that. Les Latimer, hello. Cross Save, how are you doing? Wayne, David, Kelsey, hello. Good to see you again. Roby, what's up? Wayne, what's up? Did I say hi to Wayne already? I might have already said hi to Wayne. Pop Funko UK, hello. Randy, Barry Near, Zachary, Linda, welcome to both of you tonight. Magma, hello. Pop Funko UK, new member. Thank you for joining up. I don't have anything fun. I don't have any fun sound effects or anything like that, but I'll just go whoop.
They need to do like confetti. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love confetti or something
button.
like.
We need a confetti button on this.
Something fun. You know what I mean?
StreamYard needs to work on it. Come on.
So, guys, man, what a long week. But how are you guys doing right now? Good? Anybody good?
It's been a busy week, but I mean, I'm good. I mean, things are good.
Oh, and Macklin, 5 months. Congrats. Wow, I blew right past all of this stuff.
John changed up his collection there. He's decided.
Yeah, this is we're visiting family this week, so this is the old studio.
Old studio, back in the day.
You know, it's very nostalgic, is it not? It's nostalgic for me.
It feels crazy because Joanna found like a bunch of little newsletters, like old newsletters from like 2021, and it says like we just hit 3,000 subs and we raised X amount of money. So it was we definitely did have like a couple minutes of throwback for where things have come. So, but a lot of stuff that happened this week, so we got a lot to talk about tonight.
We have a lot to talk about.
Parrot Pops is not wasting any time. They're just jumping right in. They're just throwing it out there. Something that I've been wondering as well.
Vince, did you say hi to your mom, at least to me?
Yeah, I said it I said it low. I said, hi, Mom. Hopefully you're doing well this evening, along with everybody else. We'll have a private conversation later, but yeah, guys, yes, there was a lot this week. I prepared some slides. I was hoping my mouse would work, but you know what? I see that's not in the cards tonight. My $6 mouse from Amazon is just not going to cut it. So I'm going to put some slides out there. First thing I wanted to talk about this evening, and then we're going to talk about, I think we'll talk about the sale for a good portion.
Well, there's a lot.
We have
there's
here.
A lot
and we could just go shopping while we're sitting on here and like show everyone what we want to buy.
There's a lot of good deals.
There are some good deals. I grabbed some of those deals. So I want to show everybody some of these deals because I could not even believe my own eyes when I seen some of this. But the first thing I want to show, guys, is what happened earlier this week. And I believe, Josh, you didn't get in on any of these on Halloween?
Get on. I like that day, just like, I don't know. It was one of those days. And you know what? I'm at the point, too. Like, I have several sets I'm still trying to complete. I was like, how much do I want to, like, I would have to spend X month. And I said, if I don't get X amount, then I'm going to have to spend a lot to get these. I think on the aftermarket if they sell out, and I'm like, I'm not going to pay that much on the aftermarket for them. So I actually, this is like one of the runs. I like a couple things out of it. I don't I don't feel like I need anything out of it. I like a couple things, but yeah, I passed.
See, and for me, this is going to be the first run. We still may end up doing a video, but this is going to be the first run where I actually open all my packs since maybe Adventure Time. I don't think we bought a bunch of Adventure Time, but we did open all those packs, even
Yeah.
though we didn't do a video on that either. This was one that I wanted to get, and I'm glad that I got them because secondary pricing, and I think I grabbed this in this next slide here. Now this is on the drop marketplace. I won't get into all the details.
Close, though. I think
but they are
on Atomic Hub. I think it's not very far off with this pricing.
Yeah, so secondary pack pricing, and I think this is a good example. You get that high secondary pack pricing because all of the legendaries, so all your redeemables are like $100 plus. Some of them $150 or close to $150, and the Grail was well over 200 or 300 last time I checked. So
I'm curious, like, will all these last like that? I think it probably has a good chance. I would have been super tempted to sell my packs. Like, that's the problem. If I bought them, maybe I should have just bought some to sell to get my other stuff I want. like I need to finish. I'm trying to get 2 sets of the Stranger Things. I need a couple more epics to get. I want to get 2 Eddies because I think that's a royalty. That's great.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think that's the problem with these. It's like a throwaway of money or you hit something good. But I feel like even if I mean premium $50-$60, I'd rather just pay for a legendary then.
Yeah, you start getting up to the $50 a pack, it really starts to become a big crapshoot because the epics are. So here, I'm going to go through we're going to not spend a lot of time because NFTs are not everybody's cup of tea.
Cool though, the pops are cool.
I think the pops are great. John, what's your impression on the? Is there any of these you're going to be trying to get down the road?
Oh, this whole set, all of them.
The whole set.
Whole set. Yeah. No question. I was just curious. I'm sure we'll get into it. I think I know a little bit about Dave just brought up in the chat. Also, Top Pops was given a raw deal by the internet trolls. If he's in reference to this, I think
we could talk about that for a second.
I know what he's talking about, but maybe I don't know what he's talking about. I've seen some people. So I think Tristan did a good job. I just want to put that out there. He did a video promoting these NFTs. I think he did an excellent job. He got some great polls. I have noticed that. I've noticed a couple people throwing shade towards Tristan, and I'll be the first one to stick up for him. I think he makes amazing content. He's one of the hardest working people in our community. So anybody giving him shade just because he gets stuff early, I mean, I don't think that's right.
Well, I think a lot of, this is not the first time. I think people have gotten upset that he's gotten some of the other things before everybody else. And guys, I said this before. I was on another stream. I can't remember who I was talking to at the time, but I said it over there as well. Like what he does, you really can't appreciate how much work he puts into what he's done over the last, 6-7 years now, 8 years. Yeah. I don't know exactly when he started, but I know he's been doing everyday videos for at least the last 3-4 years, something like that.
Yeah, I think there was a brief period of time where he took a break from daily content, but yeah, he's been doing daily content for
like he deserves everything he gets. And honestly, Funko's getting off easy. I don't know if he charges them on time because not only should he be getting the packs, but quite honestly, he probably should be getting paid as well.
So Chris just said, is that why people are upset? Because he was given allowed more than what people are allowed to purchase? Is that what?
But it's not. But it's not. First of all,
super dumb if that's the issue.
That shouldn't be the issue because listen, if I wanted to, I probably could have bought 15 packs. I don't have the money to spend on 15 packs, so I couldn't do that. But guys, I don't even know if anybody else knows this, but he's not the only one that got packs. There was other people that got packs. There was other YouTubers.
Like there's other people that got packs, but it's just funny. Like they won't get the shade because Tristan is the biggest channel, so that's why people are gonna go after him.
And he
So.
got really lucky. Like he did well in his packs. I mean, first it's 15 premium packs. You better do something decent with that much.
15 premium packs, you should
That's a lot of
pull
money.
a decent amount of stuff.
But also,
I mean,
you guys
yeah,
would know
that-
better than anybody else. There's no way they could have rigged it. It's completely random,
No.
right?
Yeah, it's completely random.
now
We've
he
all
could
had
have
good drops. We've had crazy. I mean, listen, we've witnessed it with Josh. Like I've seen Josh pull some of the most insane packs I've ever seen.
and then some of the worst luck ever.
Yes,
in a row. Like,
and we've also seen Josh pull packs worth 50 cents. We've seen me pull multiple packs worth 50 cents. So yeah, there's not a way to rig it. And really, people get jealous just to get jealous. Like,
but I haven't seen.
I'm happy for
I'm a
him.
little surprised that it sold out as quickly as it did.
I was too a little bit.
I was just because of the amount of packs and the state of Funko right now. But at the same time, I haven't seen hype for these pops, like for an NFT release like this, probably since the last Halloween release.
Or
like they did a really good job.
Really small run.
Or the April Fools. Well, that was cool because that one came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, it was a tiny run, and they dropped that out of nowhere, which was cool. So I'm a little bit surprised, but on the same side, I'm not surprised if people. But I also saw a lot of people asking questions. In our group chat, I saw a lot of people commenting on the drop post, Funko Pop News, Diss Trackers, the original Funko posts. Seems like this particular run got in a lot of brand new collectors to the NFT side of things, which they may not understand. You're not guaranteed anything.
Yeah.
Like you're not guaranteed any redeemables, which I think there's some confusion there.
And it's relatively small, like the legendaries, 1900.
Yeah,
not that many. Like some of them are 25 to 30, 3,000. Some. So we've seen some higher stuff before.
Yeah.
What's that site? There's a site that tells you like what all the price stuff is.
Poppin Stock, I believe.
Poppin Stock, yeah. So Poppin Stock is kind of interesting because it gives you a good overview of prices on stuff. And what packs are going for, what grails and
shows you how much you can get a royalty for, I believe. Like if you had to buy every card in the set, you can, again, I don't want to spend like a million hours on NFTs because I know it's some people's cup of tea, and I'm still surprised. Sometimes I see the comments and people still don't really understand, what the redeemables are and really how to do this stuff. And I think the hype because of the last year Halloween and really the first year Halloween was so hyped. I think that this is bringing in those people that are playing I don't want to say flipping game, but playing that, hey, we know these are going to be worth something. And just judging by what the secondary prices are going for the packs right now, people are trying to, pull that, try it. It's like mystery boxes, just mystery packs.
I think also they're like, I think this run probably, I'm sure is, they kicked off that new drop market at the same time too. So I wonder how much like this is trying to like convince people.
Did you do that, Josh? Did you try to get into that market at all?
It's a pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain, and I'm like, well, Atomic, and I try to compare prices too. Like now, like I went on Atomic Hub, and I was like, I'm trying to finish that, like I said, a second Stranger Things royalty, and just compare prices. And I think that's interesting because there was a couple that are cheaper, but then Atomic Hub had some like plenty cheaper, and I was like, well, I already have some wax. Why do I need to go over there? And but if it's good enough and cheaper for me to go on the other one, I would. It's just another place. Like it's not making it as easy as it was. It makes it
it seemed a little. I mean, even for me, I mean, I get the NFT stuff pretty well at this point, but to do a whole new marketplace, I think they're going to kind of struggle to get people because it's a different cryptocurrency, and you got to have a different. It's too much for me. I'm too old to go down that whole rabbit hole. So, but I love the pops. I thought these two were amazing. I love the gunslinger. I love the samurai. I love the grail on this one.
You know what? I'm surprised. Gunslinger is actually, other than the pirate, is the highest, but
That's
Gunslinger
would be
is
my
second.
number one.
Yeah, Knight, Ninja is lowest, but they're all about the same. Ninja and Knight about the same. Gunslinger's over 100, and Pirate's 140 almost.
Yeah, that pirate, man, I need that pirate.
They're all cool.
Samurai, Grail, though.
I need them all. And I think it's amazing that they made them all glow. Like there was no reason for them not to be glow. Like they just did such a good job.
Yeah, these were good. I'm looking forward to seeing these next year.
But to round out just because I still see some people making some comments about top hops and everything. I don't think 15 packs is excessive, to be honest.
No.
And maybe you could say that I'm biased because I have a channel, but I don't make NFT content. So looking at it from that perspective, had they only sent him 5 packs and everybody's like, okay, we're okay with them sending him 5 packs. But what if he didn't pull anything? Then I feel like if he didn't pull anything redeemable, then people will be like, oh, well, if Tristan can't pull anything, I'm definitely not going to pull anything. So then they're not going to buy packs. But the fact that I think they sent him so many just to ensure that he would at least pull one redeemable, because that's the whole point. You want to see someone getting excited about pulling a redeemable, because if they don't see that, why would they get into it? You know? Yeah. So I think that's my take. I think they sent him that many packs to ensure a successful video. And I don't think that there is a too many pack limit, you know, like I don't know.
I mean, I don't disagree. Listen, I purchased some, you know, like I've got stake in the game or whatever they want to say it. And I have no problem with that whatsoever as well. I mean, guys, if you look, you could see like in that Poppin stack, Josh, like what you just said, you can see how many like royalties, grails certain accounts have, like the most like when you start looking at the amount that some people have,
some packs,
yeah, like when you see how many packs people have, how many grails that they have, forget about Tristan's 15 packs. Like that's going to be like if you've seen some of this other stuff. So don't think like, oh, now nobody can get anything else. And that's kind of the beauty of the packs is it doesn't matter when you bought them. It doesn't matter when you open them. Everything is the minute that you open them is that your chance, like that 0.6% at the grail or whatever it is, 0.2% at the grail. It's at the point of you opening it. It doesn't matter if you opened it a week ago or if 15 already came out. The odds could change, so you might want to open more as the odds change and maybe more are found or not found. But you know, it's really, yeah, it's a mute point for me. It does not bother me at all. I would have loved for them to reach out. I seen they reached out to Mike, Grown Kids TV, which that is amazing. But yeah, you're in New York, which kind of sucks because it's impossible to do any NFT stuff in New York for the most part. There's ways to get around it, and obviously Mike has figured out those ways to get around it. But
I was honestly shocked that they didn't reach out to you guys, because you know both of you guys have made NFT videos, and we talk about.
I haven't made every one. I made a couple, but I don't do like every thing.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You know, I just like I don't always necessarily feel like they need to be content too. I just kind of like opening them and doing them as packs myself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, Jack. Like, you know, personally, I like to do videos on stuff that I would enjoy watching. You know what I mean? And not for me. I like 5, 6, 7 packs, something like I've watched Grown Kids TV. Like I said, I've watched Mike open packs before. I've watched Jeremy open up packs before. I enjoy watching it, but like not every drop excites me the same way. Like if me and Brie, usually me and Brie, if we're like all in on a set, then we'll do a video on it because we can share the excitement. We still will open the packs together for the most part. Like I haven't opened the packs that we bought yet because I'm going to wait until we get a chance to open them together, and then we'll decide if we're going to do a video or not. But I'm okay with them not reaching out to us. But it's good to see that they're reaching out to different.
It actually made a bigger impact to me seeing them reach out to not just Tristan. Like Tristan deserves everything. Like I think
right.
like 100%, like he deserves every drop. Like anytime Funko can use him for promotion or build that partnership or work together with him, they should do it. What really touched me was seeing them reach out to the smaller channels, and they reached out to Popo Razzie, who is, you know, big on TikTok and Instagram, and he came over to YouTube and made a video about it, and he did a great job. And I just thought that was so cool. Like they're looking for other avenues, like to utilize other content creators to promote this stuff, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool to see them, you know, and it'd be cool to see Funko kind of do that. I think we've been saying that for a long time. Not for nothing. I mean, we're already doing this stuff. Like we're showing their stuff off every week. We're opening their stuff every week. I mean, I think listen, I think they're going to have to, you know, if we want to get into that kind of topic a little bit, as they kind of reorganize what they're doing, they need to get back to where they were at 2015, 2016, 2017. Yeah. And maybe be elevated. Maybe they can make a little bit more money at this point, but I think they got to go grassroots and get with the people that, you know, are their true fans again, kind of get back to where they, you know, I think where they made it fun, you know, make some of these drops kind of fun again. And, you know, not necessarily giving us stuff for free, because I don't even care. You know, it's not even really about that for me. It's just getting people excited about some of the stuff. And we're going to show stuff tonight that, you know, I'm excited for.
I don't want anything for free, because if there's something that I'm excited for, I'll go out and I'll find a way to work for it. And, you know,
yeah, and we'll promote it because we genuinely love it.
Yeah, I want to get something, or I want to go after something that I'm genuinely excited about. You know, sometimes that's why you got to be really careful with sponsorships and companies that reach out, because they might want you to promote something that you're not really 100% into, or you feel confident doing it. So it's much better to go after something you're already into. But speaking of drops, we got tons of stuff to talk about that came out this week.
Yes. Now, would you guys like to look at some of the stuff that dropped, or would you like to go over some of the sales and go over that whole?
Let's go over the sales, because I got a lot of thoughts regarding the sales, and I'd like to hear everybody else's thoughts in the chat. So as we're going through stuff, like, let us know what you picked up, what you passed on. I saw a lot of people overall say that they were waiting until Friday, tomorrow, payday, to pick up a lot of stuff. So I think Funko dropping as much as they did yesterday maybe wasn't the best move. But the good thing is the sale is going to last a while. So
yeah, and when we go through the sale here, I think this is going to be very evident. We're going to see some of basically what I did, I found some of the like super insane like prices that I couldn't believe that what they're charging on some of this stuff. I think this is really going to be them trying to they need to get rid of inventory before the end of the year here. So if you think this was a sale, I'm telling you, I can't wait to see what's going on for Black Friday, because some of this stuff was already pretty
Black Friday,
insane.
Everything's going to be free.
So this obviously dropped. Man, I started seeing these not in person, but like people opening this stuff now too. I couldn't believe this one on sale immediately as well. And as you could see, they're still available. And I think they'll still be available probably for Black Friday. So if you guys want to be patient, but man, these looked phenomenal.
I think them like dropping it. Oh, sorry, Josh. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like they went on sale. Like, they kind of, I don't know. I think this is their price. Like, I think
they're trying to drive that demand a little bit.
A little high. So,
I mean, I'm fine with what they do, because we've broken down the cost of the cooler, and I think dropping it for $90, you know, could they have been $90 from the get-go? Yeah, probably, but you know, it's fine. I'm dropping.
Well, they kind of were $90 from the get. Yeah, I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's kind of that, like, oh, like they mark it up to mark it down to make you think you're gonna get a good deal.
Right.
Stores do that all the time, right? But I mean, I'm fine. Like $90, I think, is a great price for this cooler. I'm sure you have a slide for the X-Men cooler. Now that I think is a super.
I actually do not, John. As a matter of fact, I thought that I put it in here. I was looking at it before, but
the X-Men cooler is currently $70, which
yes,
I'm definitely going to buy 2 or 3 more of those at that price, because $70 for 6 sealed sodas, guaranteed chase, and the Loungefly bag, that is something that I don't know, man. Like and is the Peter Pan cooler $70 as well? I think it is.
It might be 70, but I got it for 50.
Yeah, no, 50 is the best. If you
See, and
see 50,
Jen, so
50 on a
that's the
cooler,
only
you
thing
gotta get that.
you're saying grab. I would, if personally, like this is the kind of talk I like. I hate sounding like we're gonna here, guys. Get your coupons. We're gonna start clipping them right now. If I had to speculate, don't be surprised if the X-Men cooler is on sale for 50% off come Black Friday.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised at all, which is kind of sad because I've got my $100 cooler that I paid full price for sitting over there that I haven't opened yet. And I really strongly feel like the coolers, I think that they're realizing that 10, 15,000 pieces. Well, I'm saying 10. They weren't even 10. Like these are all 15, are they not?
Yeah.
15,000 pieces. They know they are going to be
It's
sitting
too
on
many.
these things.
It's too many
And
coolers.
way too, yes, exactly what you just said. Way too many. We're going to find out some of this other stuff why there is way too many. And I think they're starting to realize that, like, here's your box on the run, $52.
This I might grab one or two of these just because I need that reverse flash chase, and I'd rather pay $52 and get all this other stuff that we can use as like
Right.
giveaways or whatever, and risk trying to get the chase. If I don't get the chase, then that's definitely a bummer. But still, $52 is a steal for this box.
For what you're getting. It's an amazing. It just, you know, it is a bummer. But who would have known that these were going to be sick? I really didn't think that these would have stuck around.
There's no way to know, but it's a true testament to the demands for these style boxes. I don't think it has any reflection on overall Funko demand. I think it's just a reflection of I don't see as many people going after Freddy. So I think having technically 3 Freddy themed boxes this year with this one, the Camp Fun Days box, and the what did we just have? Heavy Metal box. Like I don't think there's that many diehard Freddy fans. So I think these boxes are a good idea, but I think they need to have other characters. Like I think this box would have been cool without any Freddy characters. You know, I think the Fun Days box should only have one Freddy, and then it should have other Funko characters. Like I think they need to move away. And I'm saying this as like the biggest Freddy Funko fan you'll meet, but I think they need to actually move away from Freddy Funko.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, even though like our biggest hype, like what we started this show off tonight is all Freddy's again. But when they do them the way that they did, though, like when you get that, it's just super. You know what I mean? Like you can only get, and not that there's like 5 Freddy flashes, but there are a couple of Freddy Batmans already. So that kind of ruins the luster a little bit. You know, there's certain ones that you start to feel like you get burnt out a little bit. And I think exactly what you said, Jem, when you're getting 15, 20, 25 Freddys in a year, like we probably had at least that many Freddys this year. And you start to get, you know, it only so much money is going to go around for people.
Well, it's just like they do with the NFTs. There's one for most drops. There's one Freddy, and then there's like 4 or 5 other characters from that theme. You know, I think that works. I think an all Freddy Halloween drop, I think that works when you have pops and molds as cool as that. And they threw in Proto, which makes sense, right? But I think a box like this, if you want it to sell for that $105, you got to throw in some other stuff. And like the Space Ghost, I think it actually helps sell this box, not at that piece count. It does have a cool chase, and the comment itself I think is actually better than the chase, but like all these other items, like they don't need to be Freddy themed. That's all.
I think there's too many boxes in general, plus all the different items, and that's the problem with this, right? Like it was cool kind of if you're a super Freddy fan and you just want a little bit of everything, but also in the long run too, it's like, well, I only collect, you know, maybe I'm just a pop and soda, or maybe I don't want the minis, I don't want the, and you could say, oh, you could sell them, but like everyone else is selling them, so really you're not going to get that much for them too. So it's kind of like, do you want to pay now $52 for all this? That's a good deal. Like even if you just keep the pop and soda, it's a pretty decent deal. But for all the other stuff, I don't know. I feel like it was too much if you don't like everything in that box.
Well,
know,
that's why it's so a great. So I put the comment up before that they thought that that there should be a separate soda and a separate pop box. That comment, I seen it from so many different people. I watch smaller YouTube channels that unbox stuff. There's so many, like we have, and we've said it before. We have our community is, I would say, maybe even tilted a little bit towards the soda side than even the pop side. It, whatever, right? Whether it's 60, 40, 50, 50, it doesn't really matter. There are a lot of people that have no interest in the sodas at all, but they're paying for the sodas that they got to now get rid of. I think that he should do a lot less boxes, do a box of each, let people buy 2 boxes if that's what they determine, and have them be a little bit more limited. And really, I think, especially with the boxes, this year was a perfect storm. I think that the hype around Funko has gone down a little bit. And I think that's just with all collectibles in general. It's not necessarily a Funko thing. I think that just in general, with the economy, we could put all these things what the perfect storm was, but with all these boxes also dropping at the same time, and really with all the stuff that they're like, we'll get to what they just released the other day, like to see like 8 different things drop on the same day. It's kind of insane, and like it's not going to stop from there. I think that it's going to keep on going, and it's hard to, you start to feel overwhelmed. I think a lot of people are starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. So
before we go any further, I want to address something that Linda just brought up in the chat. And this has been something I've seen consistently throughout comments and in our group chats and stuff. So it's not letting you use your Funko rewards points on most of these items because they're already at a sale price that supersedes any rewards. So I tried to use our rewards as well. It wouldn't let you, especially with something that's 50% off like this.
A lot of companies do that,
it's already such a good deal, or it's already marked down that they just can't let you use anything on top of that. So that's not unheard of.
I think they finally caught on to people were using them.
Basically, Funko was paying you to take their stuff at that point.
Now the good news is if you do buy any of these items, or like I said, I just saw Chris in the chat, said, even with the price, he's still not getting the box. That's understandable, because if you didn't like the box at 105 and it's not something you collect, you're probably not going to like it at $52.
Or if you only collect pops and you only want that pop, why spend the $50? I mean, spend a little bit more. You could still get that,
But what I want to kind of harp on with these sales, I actually think overall that these are a good thing. And I saw a lot of people back in July or June, technically, when this box dropped, right? I was excited for this box. I was excited to get that because the one pop that's not pictured on this page is that reverse Flash Freddy chase, which that like blew everybody's mind because we hadn't had a chase Freddy pop in like 10, 11 years. So I think that these sales are actually really good because all those people that said, hey, it's too expensive for me, well, now it's likely in your budget and you're able to get it. So all that, like back in the summer where things were too expensive, now you have a great opportunity to get something that you want. Like this will sell out eventually. So
yeah, I see, but that's the only thing. So okay, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying it's not good, but I'm also not saying it's necessarily good. And I'll tell you why. It's not. I mean, listen, they got to get rid of these one way or the other. They got to get out into the market. The unfortunate part of it is what this will do. This is just going to drive pricing down on all of the stuff that was in this box. Just like Josh said, all these extra things that maybe you could have sold for a couple bucks or $10, whatever before, will become pretty much worthless for the most part. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying worthless in the monetary sense because I still enjoyed this box. Like, I don't want to say worthless.
Well, if you're buying if bottom line then is if you're buying any of these items to resell, don't.
Yeah. Yes, 100% agree with that. And like, see, when I started seeing stuff like this, con exclusives that were just like, we're not even talking a couple months out. If they're discounting these by 50% this quick after the con, they must have so many of these sitting, like not going anywhere. And what's going to happen, like you just said, John, if you couldn't sell them before, Like you are definitely not going to be able to sell them once these sell out. Now, give it a little bit of time because Pop in a Box, before they went out of business, they did the exact same thing. They did $5 clearance on a lot of their exclusives. They've eventually recovered, and
They went down a little bit, but now a lot of them are back.
now they've gotten back and gone past because now you can't get that stuff anymore. So, like, this was I want to get. Oh, I did have a. Oh, look at me! I'm so proud of myself right now. I did have a.
There you go.
Good job, Vince. Amazing.
I think this is like whether this goes to $50 or $60 at Black Friday. I hope this doesn't make it to Black Friday. This is such an amazing cooler. I love all 6 of these characters. I need every single one of these chases. Like the bag is gorgeous. Like I think $70 is a super steal on this.
You know what I'd do if I were you, Jem? Buy one of these now. Hedge your bets. Buy one now. And then when it goes on sale for 50% off, get one then.
I mean,
okay, don't buy 2 now is what I'm telling you. Buy one now.
I bought 2 of them at full price. I bought 2 of them at $100.
Son of a gun.
So I'll be just as happy buying it at 70. You know, if they go down to 50, it is what it is. My take on these items, like them clearancing them out or trying to put them on sale, like, you know what? It just, yeah, maybe some people are upset because they bought them at full price, but it's an opportunity for people to grab stuff, you know, for their collection, build their collection. There's still a lot of new collectors coming in. Maybe there's a bunch of people out there who are, I bet you there's people that are excited that they're going to pick up a Sanderson sister soda for $5.
Jen, now this is where the good side is. There is stuff that was maybe not attainable for people before. Like right here, Mary Sanderson, you want to have a cool soda? Like I would have never paid $18 for this soda. 20,000 pieces, never would have paid $18 for this soda. I mean, I did pay $18 for the soda when it came out, but I wouldn't have paid for it now. Like if I was coming into the hobby, this sold out. Like this was a Funko Shop exclusive. They weren't selling these anywhere else. So they sold 20,000 of these, which I can't even believe at $5 each. They sold all those, but that's amazing. I think that's great that they did that.
They're sold out now, right? All the sisters are sold out.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of people that wanted Hocus Pocus stuff last few months. So I'm not surprised that these sold out at $5. I think all this should tell Funko is they need to bring the price of sodas back down to $12. Like, I don't know, because if they're playing this game, let's say they only sold Sanderson sisters were pretty high, right? Like 20, was they the 25,000?
25,000.
Oh, it's 25,000. Wow, I thought it was 20,000.
Let's say they sold the 20,000 at $18, and then the last 5,000 they said, you know what, just get them out of here, put them at $5 each. I think they're still better off. Well, lower the piece count, but like bring the price back to $12 or $12.50, or heck, even $13.50 or something. Bring it under 15, and then
I think what they need to do before they do that, and kind of piggybacking on what Michael had just said, what they have to do, and I think that this is, like I said, like I've been saying over the last couple of weeks, I'm saying the freighter, they are turning the freighter around. I think they're realizing that they way overshot all of these sodas for the most part on piece counts. They have to, they either have to lower the price, like you said, John, which I don't think that I don't think that they want to, or I don't think that they can to be profitable, but they have to cut back on the piece counts.
They did. They clearly showed us today that they can lower the price.
But I think they're doing this
10,000 at that higher price. So
right, and I think they're doing this at a loss. You can't. I mean, can they sell them at $5 and make money? I don't think. I just don't see how they can.
They probably can't sell them at $5 to make money, but you can't.
How about a 3-liter at $7.20?
I grabbed 2 of these.
Well, all right. I think the other thing, like before we get too down the rabbit hole here, is we'll use this right here as an example. Evil Queen. We said this when it came out. This didn't make sense as a 3-liter. This wasn't going to be something that was flying off the shelves. The difference, actually, it's not different. The Funko market is not really any different than it was 5 years ago. Forget the pandemic, forget the boom, forget the influx of new collectors. People want limited things, and they gravitate more towards certain lines. This is Disney. This isn't even a main Disney princess. This is a villain and not even a main villain. This is kind of a more obscure villain. We're not talking about Hades
Evil
or
Queen is the
Ursula.
OG villain, John.
No,
Yeah.
The
Evil Queen.
OG.
Oh, it's OG, which is also kind of a synonym of old. It's not a newer villain. Yes,
No,
she's
I
the
agree.
original
And the
villain.
chase
But
is not
I'm just saying
fantastic.
people aren't going like, oh, Evil Queen. No, like they're going after like, you know,
Right.
the like different villains. You know what I mean? Like they're going after the more mainstream stuff. This
Yeah.
was never a product that was going to fly off the shelves. Even if they made 1,000 pieces of this, I still think it would take like a couple days for this to sell out at $40. Also,
Yes.
we said from the get-go, $40 for a 3-liter is way too much. The cost to make a 3-liter has to be $5 or less. So if they want to make that much profit, then they're going to have to do this in the, you know, in the long run. But they said they wanted to be a lean startup. I don't see any reason why they can't bring it down to $30 or $35 for a 3-liter. I really don't.
See, and so listen, if they put it at 40, they're not coming back on the price. I'm okay. Yes, I am okay with paying $40 if they give us a premium figure. And I'm going to tell you what's a premium figure. What they did with the Maleficent Dragon, like not just the comic, but that chase is literally probably one of my favorite pieces that Funko has put out. On top of that, like they did this Maui that's going to be coming out. I will pay $40 gladly all day long for that. I think that's like it's almost can be looked at like a little sculpture that
But
is
you
well
see that,
worth.
like, but that hits.
They got to
everything
knock them out of the park. Like the Bumble is, and I've got that in here, I think, as well. The Bumble is just a blown up version of the soda. I wish they would do, they got to knock these things out of the park. Like the Oogie Boogie, just not good, not good enough
But see what you
to
just said
justify
about the Maui.
my $40.
The Maui just hits all the points right there. Newer Disney character that people know, like, and love. It's a character that makes sense as a 3-liter. So we are all, I'm paying $40 for that. Heck yes,
Right.
I want Maui 3-liter. Am I paying $40 for Evil Queen? Heck no, I'm gonna pay $7 for it. I'll gladly pick it up for $7. They're selling this 3-liter for less than what a regular smaller soda sells for all day, baby, all day. But before we go any further, I did want to address, you brought it up on the screen for a minute. So Funko 401 says the sales tell consumers they don't have to rush to buy anything from Funko, which is the opposite of what made Funko fun and exciting 5 years ago. The difference is now is people are just, they're smarter. There's a lot of people who have been collecting Funko for a long time. There's a lot of people who don't have a lot of space left. So they have to be very selective on what they're buying. So if it's not something that rocks their socks off, they're not going to buy it. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't wait to buy something when it goes up, because look at the NFT packs we just talked about. Boom, sold out. It's because all those pops and all those molds, brand new, amazing, great characters. And there's going to be other things that sell out in the future. So if you think you can sit back and just go, oh, I'm not going to collect as aggressively as I normally do because it's not going to sell out, you will lose, because they will drop other things that are really cool and will sell out. And it will surprise you and you'll be kicking yourself.
They got to get back to the days of the, you know, the random drops that, and like, we'll get to it. There's an 8,000 piece that they announced the other day, but 8,000 pieces is not that limited. You know what I mean? It's not something like you got to go out and get it that day. And I think people are going to adjust to that because, you know, we're saying like 5 years ago, guys, stuff did not, before 2019. Listen, I started collecting seriously in 2019. 2019 stuff was not selling out on the Funko shop in 2019. Early 2020, you know what I mean? But
though, everybody says back in the day, there was also stuff that didn't sell out. There was
that's exactly that's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. Most of the stuff did not sell out.
Yeah, it wasn't like it. See, people only remember, or they only talk about the stuff that did sell out like that. That was usually pretty limited, like metallic Toucan Sam or stuff like that. There was other things that dropped all the time that wouldn't sell out. Now, the difference was back then they made fewer pieces of something, so stuff would sell out.
Yeah, on the Funko
right.
shop.
Yeah, it was stuff would sell out. Oh, it sold out late last night, or it sold out the next day, or it sold out a week later. Yeah, you didn't have con exclusives, you know, a year later being clearanced out on the Funko shop. Some of this is new. But there was stuff back in the day that didn't sell out, and it didn't sell out because people didn't want it. They were like, nope, I don't have to have that for my collection. I can wait or not get it. They were just like, I'm just not going to get it. Like, I don't want Evil Queen for my collection. I'll open it for a video because we like opening sodas and we love looking for chases. And at $7, I can't pass that up. But is this one that we're going to highlight and showcase on the precious space that we have for our collection? No.
We did.
And that works because you guys are bigger Disney fans than we are. Or like maybe we're equal fans of Disney, but you guys associate more of your space to Disney, where we have other lines that are bigger. So
yeah, no, exactly.
And Brian, cross save, great point. I think people are not buying the Freddy sodas as much because they're all the same, having 30 Freddy sodas with a peace sign. 100,000%.
Yeah.
There's no unique mold there. There's no desire to have 50 different sodas going like, hey, you know, and all different outfits, because where's the fun in that?
Well, and what Josh just said too, there's no chance of chase. They all have the same design, and they're not limited. The ones that have the hype are the limited ones. Like limited, like actual limited. Like even 5,000 pieces is not a limited. I get that it's a nice size, but it's not a limited, like I gotta go get it size. It's not like a Snagglepuss. You know what I mean? Like Snagglepuss sold out instantly. Why did there was only 2,500 of those?
It was 2,500. Like, people wanted to take a shot at it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it was amazing soda and an amazing chase as far as I'm concerned.
That's a perfect example. Who knew who Snagglepuss was? Like grand scheme of things, there was not a lot of people that knew who Snagglepuss was. The reason it sold out was because it was so limited. That was the same thing back in the day, or pre 2019. There was limited stuff that people had no idea who it was, but they were like, "Oh, it's super limited. I'm going to grab it."
The supply has got to start to match the demand, and the demand is not as high. I don't know if it was ever truly as high as they expected it.
Well, Dave brings up a great point. You want to talk about demand? The example is the Luffy poster for NYCC. They made 150,000 between the shared and the con sticker, and it's sold out. That just shows you how strong of a demand.
Where did we get that information?
And 50,000. It was from Disc Trackers. 150,000 units.
That's insane
for a con pop, and it's sold out. So if they can hit the nail on the head and find the right character to make at the right time, the demand will be there if it's for a specific character at a specific time at the height of a show, like that kind of thing. What's also hurt Funko is they've kind of dropped certain things, like after the movie has come out, like after the hype,
after the hype is,
and that's like why we like. And this was the thing too, like they dropped this Winter Soldier soda like kind of out of the blue. If they had dropped this during the show, then they would have sold a lot more of them.
Yeah, this was well after the show. 20,000 piece. Ooh, Funko Shop only, so they got to sell them all on their website.
Yeah,
and what is this? Way over a year at this point.
Godzilla 3-liter would be amazing. Stay Puft 3-liter would be amazing. That'd be very cool.
Oh, and you know what's on there still? If you want a Halloween heavy metal box, you can still get a heavy metal box for 10% off. And there's 3 of them out of the 4. Of course, Phil the Graves is sold out because everyone knows that's where all the 500 pieces are.
They screwed up on that. Like, why are you putting the 500 pieces in one character?
All 3 in one.
That just hurts you all around. Like, they should have made multiple different 500 piece items and spread them out. Like, and they need to get away from this, like the standard cookie cutter, like box A, box B, box C, box D. You want to create a true mystery, like shuffle everything. Especially, you know what? If some stuff's going to get damaged anyway, who cares? Shuffle, mix it all up. Like have the machines or whoever's doing it, put your mascot pop in and then mix it all up. Can you imagine the hype? Everybody on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, we would all be watching everybody's unboxing because you would have no idea who is opening what. I have hated the fact that like Disc Trackers, and it's not their fault, like they get the information, their job is just to spew it out.
You show the combinations,
but when they show the combinations before we even get our boxes in the mail, it's so deflating. Like leaks are one thing. You're never gonna get away from leaks. Like leaks have been happening for a long time, but like Like Funko, like take the time. If you are selling a mystery box, make it a mystery, leave it a mystery. So it's consumers at home who can't travel to the con, or they can't travel to Fright Night or Fun Days to the event. Like give us excitement at home. And they can do that. And I would even pay an extra $10 for my box to ensure that. Like if they say, hey, everybody, we need an extra $5 to $10 because we now have to pay our people X amount of hours of man hours and labor to mix all these items up, I'll be like, do it. I'd rather pay more for a true mystery. That's just my take, because it used to be like that. It used to be a true mystery with your Freaky Tiki Fun Days box and all the boxes we got before. You didn't know what the combinations were. You knew, okay, there's a Oompa Loompa Freddy out there, there's a Power Ranger Freddy, but you didn't know what you were getting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind wouldn't mind that at all. I mean, because just for a selling thing for them, if they were mixed in, would I take a shot? I'd probably take another shot at another box. I really enjoyed all the boxes. I mean, even the ones that the damage is really what put the sour taste in my mouth, because we got some that were like, it wasn't just I don't mind a little crease here and there. We got plenty of stuff in our personal collection that has little creases here and there, and I'm okay with that. But it's like you're paying for this brand new stuff, and to have like 50% of the stuff in the box, basically all the pops, and two of our boxes at least. The last one was okay, but
the simple solution to that is there's just no sodas in the boxes. Like
take the sodas out, or do them separate. Do something different. Change it up. Sell them separately. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Or do the inserts like you did with the Fun on the Run box. I think those were done amazingly. I didn't hear anybody's pops get it damaged. Not widespread.
I think if you want a Fun on the Run box, now is the perfect time to grab it, because that is a box. You got 3 chances at chases. That's a perfect box too to maybe gift to somebody who is getting into Funko for the first time, because you do have a little bit of each item. You have the biddies, you have the rewind, you have the wobbler. Like that is a great box. It's really
like a Funko charcuterie board.
Exactly.
Right
now that box, it should have been $75-$80 from the get-go.
I said that right from the get-go. Should have been $75 and been like a sample charcuterie board for people that were going out to the thing. But
now I will say this too, like because I've seen a lot of people actually, shout out to everybody who watches the replay. I know there's a lot of people who can't be with us live. I know you guys get a lot of views on PFO after you post and everything. So do we get comments and everything. So quick shout out to everybody who does watch PFO on the replay. We truly
always
appreciate
that.
One of the common comments that I've seen recently, as we've talked about pricing and as we've talked about, Funko should have priced it at this. We are not in charge. Like, we don't run a multi-million-dollar company. So I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means and saying, oh, they should have priced it at this. But, we're recommending these prices because we are consumers, just like you guys in the chat. We know, we've been in the game long enough where we can kind of feel like, all right, this is a little bit overpriced. This is priced just right. This is underpriced. Like, go grab it. We have a good feel for that. But also, we want them to price it right so that it sells out, or that the product sells in a reasonable amount of time. Because ultimately, we don't want to see like super sales. Like I'm happy to see, and we all want a good deal on stuff. I'm happy to see stuff 10% off, 25% off, 30% off. Even when you see stuff like 50, 60, like what was that 3-liter Evil Queen, technically like 80, 70, 80% off.
Yeah,
like,
there was a couple things that were more like 80%.
You won't have that problem if you price something accordingly from the get-go. So
I wonder how many are left though too. Like at this point, like 70% off, there could be like 1,000 left or something like that. They like, let's just get them out. They've been here a year. We need to get them out of out of the warehouse. I think at that point too, I wonder how much of this, because I've seen things that are out at the same time. Some things are lower than other things too. They came out at the same time, but one thing's 50% off, the other thing's only 10% off or 20% off. And you're like,
I think it all depends on, I think I would judge that all by how things are moving. If they have not moved well and they got 20,000 Tony the Tigers on a surfboard left, that's why they're half off right now and not the, 10% off like a lot of the other stuff is. and there's plenty of other deals. That only goes till November 5th, guys. Check that out, because if you are new or if you want some of this stuff, because I'm definitely going to I'm going to get a couple more things. I don't know if I'm going to
we
get
bought
3
a
liters
lot
or
of
not,
stuff
but
yesterday and today. And even there was a lot of people too. I noticed like there's probably stuff that people wanted, but maybe just at New York Comic Con time, you didn't have money in your budget. You had something come up, like, we've had a lot of we just got a $4,000 car bill yesterday for Joanna's car that we got to figure out. Stuff pops up that you don't expect. And it's not like your life perfectly revolves around like, oh, none of your appliances are going to break this week because it's New York Comic Con week. Like, stuff I'm sure happened to people during San Diego Comic Con week and New York Comic Con week where you were hoping to buy some items and it wasn't in the cards, because collectibles are not a priority for you to live. They're not must-haves. They're not basic human needs. So I know, right? Crazy. So I'm sure everybody here, there's something on that website that is now a good deal. And maybe you want another shot at some sodas. I'm excited. We're going to go grab some more Stitch sodas. We're going to grab a couple Bumbles I'm pretty excited about. What do you guys think of Bumble?
I like Bumble. I picked one up right away. And I think that Bumble will probably go on sale as well, because they've kind of made a lot of Bumbles, I think, even at I think maybe 7,500 pieces, if I'm remembering
It says
correctly.
5. According to it says 5.
Oh, 5? 5
Yeah,
is probably still a little bit too much for a 4.
I think 5 is good for, I don't know, around this time of the year.
Well, what is good? What constitute a good number? How long should something be sticking around?
Well, I don't think there should be a 3-liter soda over 5. Like, that's my max.
That I am 100% on board with.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any more than 5. Bumble's a little weird. Like, I kind of it fits. It's way more fitting as a 3-liter than a regular smaller soda. But yeah, I saw that. Is it 5 or 10? Based
if
on
it's
what
10, they're insane.
Yeah, based on what I saw, I thought it was 5, but now there's some people in the chat saying 10.
Oh, it says in their description it says 10.
Yeah, they did
on the glam shot it says 5. So description says 10, glam shot says 5.
So I would go by the glam shot. The physical, but it's the physical bottle I saw a picture of that had 5.
Yeah.
So I would go by 5,000.
That's 10.
And then a couple days from now, we should see what it says on the POG. If that also says like 4,200 for the common, then I would say
it's the original bundle of Bumble.
I think it was
the original Bumble.
I think it was 6, maybe.
I feel like it was more.
I mean, I know they have both international and regular, so
yeah, that's true as well.
What's up, Norway? No, we started same time as usual. It's gotta be 5,000. Yeah, it's 5,000. I would be shocked.
It was 10. So the original Bumble was 10. I wonder if they just kind of took
maybe somebody reused the.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out. I mean, 5,000 is really, I don't think any of those should be over 5,000. Even though I believe Maui is 7,500, because I think there was more of Maui, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. That one I think is an amazing one. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of hype for that one.
I would trust the numbers on the cans. That's also why I think Fluffy is a 50,000 piece soda. I don't think Fluffy is a 15,000. I think they made 50,000 of Fluffy. So I trust the can, what they printed on the actual physical collectible, than what is in the description of a website. So
I mean, if they made 50,000 of those, they better put them on deep discount for about $1.
Weren't they already on sale on his website?
They're like $15 instead of the original 20, but they haven't went to like a sale like this yet. Where they
don't need to. They'll just sell them for the next 15 years.
But we went over that when Fluffy came out. The reason, so if you guys don't know, they made a great Gabriel Iglesias soda. He's the comedian. I honestly think they made 50,000 based on how many people he interacts with every year. All his shows, he travels around to multiple countries, multiple continents, and everything. I think they made that many based on his following and how many people he interacts with. That's because they could sell them at shows. So that, like, to him, like 50,000. I mean, that's nothing to 50,000. You know, to him, someone like him.
I mean, I wonder how many cake pops he
Oh,
made.
there we go. Laney says it's
Yep.
5K. There's a picture of the 800 piece chase. There you go.
Yeah.
It's 5,000.
I think in the
And
description it just
blockchain.
says 10. Yeah.
Hey, Seth. My wife and I are in Springfield, Missouri, and we love watching y'all's videos. Thank you, Seth.
Thank you,
That's
Seth.
amazing.
Always appreciate that.
There's been another round or wave of, I don't know if it's newer collectors or people that have just found our channel. So thank you guys so much. We've gotten a lot of positive messages the last couple weeks.
I mean, maybe people are seeing these sales and grabbing some stuff and being like, now I'm a collector. I need to get more things too.
That's the other good side of it. Like, these sales are good. Like, to some of us, you know, we're looking at it, we're like, all right, maybe the demand isn't there for the certain characters, but it's a good thing. Like, if I see something's on sale, like perfect example, the Hot Toys market. I started getting into the Hot Toys market, and then it priced me out. It was way too expensive. I was like, I can't be dropping like $500, $600, $700, $800 on figures. Even the ones that were on sale were like $380. You know, it's like way too expensive. Now, if I see a hobby where low cost of entry, and I also see stuff that's like $5, $10, well, yeah, I'm gonna go over there and check it out and see what's going on. Oh, what can I pick up? You know, okay, so what? It's not something that it's on the top of somebody's wish list, but it could be the gateway to somebody coming into our community and be like, hey, I pulled a chase on that Mary Sanderson soda that I got for $5. You know, that,
Yeah, I think that's kind of the
exciting.
point with even the 3 liters. Hey, I always wanted to get a 3 liter. I still I really, you know, I know my wife doesn't love the 3 liters, but we really have enjoyed all of the 3 liters.
I like
She
the
hates the
figures.
bottles, which is fine. We
bottle.
don't display any of the bottles, but I've really enjoyed all the 3 liters. So if you could get one for $7, go pick one up. Pick one up, try it out. Open them. They're way harder than you would expect to open, and
They are. They're weirdly hard.
embarrassing to do it on camera. Quite honestly, just don't do that. Don't
Well,
film yourself when you're opening it.
And that's the other thing too, and that kind of circles back to what we were talking about, you know, with Funko and Drop giving Tristan the NFTs early, but then also giving it to like smaller content creators. Like, I think there is a need for more content creators. I think there is a huge opportunity for people to start up TikToks again. You know, we kind of had this influx of people that we all came in with in 2020. Well, now it's 2023, and I feel like there's not that many content creators left from that wave. Like, I think it's a great time to get some new people in the door. I think there's a huge opportunity for people to start YouTube channels. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's expensive to operate a YouTube channel, but it's not impossible. And if the three of us can do it, anybody can do it.
Anybody can. Come on. I mean, look at us.
It's not impossible. It does take a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of man hours that you don't see on camera, but it is doable. And especially with apps like TikTok, and where like short form content is dominating right now, you could open up a soda that you get on sale that you're not investing a lot of money into, and you could have a piece of content that is seen by like 40, 50, 60,000 eyes, you know?
So was the Groot on sale?
Yeah, the Groot was on sale. The Groot was on sale.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get a Groot.
Get a Groot?
Yeah, I got a Groot.
I think so. I would have never, ever, in 1 million years paid $40 for that Groot because I really don't care about it.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to see it to still. Like I said, I really do like I like the 3 liters. I like the scale of them, and I might get one. You guys might see me open one eventually.
I want to do, and this is a perfect opportunity. We're going to do a giant 3 liter video. And I have several 3 liters that I've been sitting on. Been sitting on a lot of Darth Vaders, and now with all these other 3 liters on sale, I'm so excited to be able to add more items to that video without having to shell out a lot of money. So
perfect.
Or as much money at full price. So
I'm getting me a Groot.
There you go.
Okay, I'm going to put up a few of the I just grabbed a few because there was a decent amount of stuff that's supposed to be, it was either announced this week or coming out this week. I don't want to do it that way. So Eddie, I believe, is supposed to drop on Target tomorrow, if I remember correctly. So if you guys are into this, I thought this was a cool scene. Again,
cool scene. I'm not a big on these scene pieces.
Me neither.
I have a couple of them from Stranger Things. Like, they did some good ones early on, and I you know, it's cool they're doing this. It's unique. It's great, kind of the D&D type thing. But I don't know if I'll get it. Like,
Well, I mean, you're also this is our fourth fourth Eddie in the last
in like
3 months, I
weeks.
think, as well.
It's like 2 weeks. I feel like
Yeah, you got the metallic Eddie, you got the regular
Blacklight
Eddie, you got the
Eddie,
black light Eddie,
regular.
you got this Eddie now. It like if they would have slow played it over the last 2 years when the demand for Eddie was going through the roof, it probably would have been better. I think they're kind of hitting when the iron's cold a little bit on this one. But you got Eddie there, and then we got a T-Rex Dinozord also coming out at Target. This
Is that a
I'm not a
bigger pop
huge.
or regular size pop?
It looks like a regular size pop.
That'd be a really cool 10-inch.
Would be a cool 10-inch. Probably should have
probably
been a
come out
10-inch.
next week in 10-inch. I see Gus is in the chat. What's going on, Gus? And HFF Paranormal, what's going on? Yeah, I got a different backdrop today because I'm hanging out with family this week. This is actually our old studio from 2020 and 2021. So
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
So we had another thing. These are all Target releases. Here's a they've been getting a lot of the comic book covers.
Yeah. They get a lot
Not
of
super familiar with this run of comics. I like the older, like nostalgic ones. This one I believe is a newer comic. Not super familiar with it.
Yeah, I mean it matches with the comic cover, but yeah.
Couple sports pops for you sports fans out there. My son was actually kind of excited about the Erling Haaland and Pep Guardiola.
Oh.
Those are soccer people.
If you like like hanging out, like hand in the pocket, thumbs up.
Yeah,
just casual, like looking like.
I love the new hockey pops. I just wish that they gave them different molds. Like,
I like the jerseys. They got do you see how they got the like throwback jerseys though?
Yeah, they got the throwback with the Penguins.
The Penguins is the old like from the 90s. And then they got the I like the Edmonton Oilers one.
And Cale Makar, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with the Oilers, or not the Oilers, excuse me, the Avalanche and Cale Makar, they won the cup last season. Like, Cale Makar is one of the best young defensemen in the league right now. So I'm sure his pop will be highly desired. Like, that's a good pop. Like, all three of these, I mean, this is like three of the biggest superstars right now in hockey. Like, all you're missing is like Connor Bedard right now. And you'd have all like the hottest players.
This is how drops should be, like this.
Yes.
Like, 100%. Hey, we got 3 great pops coming. We got 2 great soccer pops, 3 great hockey pops. Not like we got one from every team plus their brother and sister.
Right. Totally agree with that. And I'm going to show another. There's actually some baseball ones as well that have chases. I believe it was Lou Gehrig, and there was somebody else that was with him. I don't know if I grabbed that slide or not because I ran out of time.
And they should give the hockey guys a little ice base instead of the regular base, like they did for the football guys. They gave those guys turf. Like, give the hockey guys a little ice, you know?
I would have liked that. That would have been a good idea.
They gave Buddy the Elf a little ice for the NFT.
But they had to put him in a deluxe box. Didn't
you had to get a 6-inch box for it.
You want to get a 6-inch box with a hockey player?
No, I don't want a 6-inch box.
So, guys, here's 2 2-packs. I thought these, especially for 2-packs, I love. Listen, I don't know if I need any more Jacks, but I'm pretty sure I needed this Jack and Sally. I don't know why, but I just do. Diamond. I kind of loved it, and I like the old.
I like the old
Carl and Ellie.
I'm really like, this is sad though. This is getting to the point where I remember when they came out the first one and started coming out the next one and next one. Like, I don't want to see the next one after this.
That's the next one after this, Josh, you're not gonna. That'll be real depressing. Let's just put it that way. It might be an empty box.
I mean, it's getting to that point. But this one looks really cute. I think it's good. Is it actually, like, have we seen a box clam shot? I'm hoping
they did. It's not. I called it a 2-pack. It's not a 2-pack. It's a deluxe. It's like the other ones. It's
like a moment.
Yeah, it's like a moment. They should have went back to like the original.
Yeah,
they had the 2-pack. I think was the original.
I love the original 2-pack.
Me too.
2-pack was great.
Steven, thanks for coming on by. Have a great
rest of your shift. But yeah, I like the I really did. I like the Jack and Sally 2-pack Diamond Edition. It's on eBay right now. I'll wait until they move it over to the Funko shop probably tomorrow, and then grab it when I can get some free shipping, or wait for Black Friday and purchase it then. And maybe get it in time for Christmas.
There you go. They're beautiful. Oh, yes.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. This Peter Parker with Mayday. Like, this is hands down ovation to whoever designed this one. I love it. Freaking love it.
Hot Topic exclusive. This is kind of like a counterpoint. Like Hocus Pocus should have came out last year when the movies came out. The Hocus Pocus 2 came out. I feel like there was more. Actually, was this pop
Halloween.
not leaked like 6 months ago or something?
Like, I feel like it needs to come out like earlier. Yeah, I've seen it a while back. Yeah.
Oh, like a long while back. I feel like we've seen this one, and yeah, this unfortunately I think just hit at the wrong time. Like Jack and Sally people have moved on. It's November 3rd or 2nd, or it's in November right now. I don't know what day it is, but it's past, October 31st, and we are probably past any of the Sanders sisters at this point.
Now the great
November
thing about
1st,
this
it's time for Christmas.
Spider-Man
one
will be that it just came out on Netflix, right? Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Did it? I gotta watch it. I never got to see it in
there.
there.
Oh, dude, you gotta see it. I think that's gonna help it get some new hype.
Yeah.
So
good.
If you haven't seen it,
we're absolutely in love with the Peter B. Parker. Why did it take so long for them to make it? I don't know. I don't know why it took so long, but this I'm happy with. Like, it's kind of like what you just said, Josh. Like, slow leak. Like, even if you have like a big line of pops, like across the Spider-Verse, if you have a big wave of them, just drop them like 1 or 2 every single month. You don't have to flood the market right away.
Yeah, and this is kind of piggybacks on what I said a couple weeks back when they would bring these out for the, like, Spider-Verse is a good example as well. They drop like 8 commons at the same time. You know what I mean? And we had 2 or 3 of the 2099 Spider-Man. So I like it more where I wish they kind of would have only done 3 or 4 of the commons and then slow roll it exactly like this. Like perfect timing. They could have dropped a Hot Topic and maybe one at a Target or somewhere else with another exclusive and get back to kind of slow rolling a little bit, and then bring out a cool con pop at some point, and just get back to you want to build the collection, not have to feel like you got to buy everything at the same time if you want to.
Yeah, if they had chimed this just a little bit earlier, this would have been a killer NYCC exclusive. Because I don't think we've had a Spider-Verse con pop. I can't think of one. Right?
No. We did have Spider-Man 2099, but it was not a Spider-Verse. Technically,
that was like a comic book style.
Right. It was before. Right. It was before.
But this one's awesome. And to Josh, your point about like it just came out on Netflix, maybe Funko should look into, how there's all this hype for movies and TV shows coming out. Well, maybe obviously maybe TV shows are separate because they're already on the streaming services, but maybe they start timing it where a movie is when it transitions from in the theaters to eventually on whatever streaming service XYZ, like on that day, drop an exclusive like of a character from that movie. Like, and then it would kind of remind everybody, be like, oh, Peter Parker with Mayday is coming out on Friday. Oh, that's right. It's coming out on Netflix on Friday. I'm going to watch it with my friends. Like that would kind of be like a cool, because we always get so hyped, like, oh, the new movie is coming out July 1st. And then like we go see the movie and then like we never talk about it again, So that'd be a cool way for them to capitalize on hype almost again,
Yeah. Well, so you probably should have said something to us a little bit sooner than today. You know what I mean? Like we just bought 36 of these boxes. So how many Cinderellas will we pull between the 3 of us? That you guys are going to have to stay subscribed and find out.
The best thing about it though, with all 3 of us doing it, it's all in one day. Like you're just seeing like trickles of people, and most of them didn't buy. We bought 12 each. About 12 each. So most people aren't seeing these, but I will say we're buying 12 each essentially we still played less than buying 4 Mystery Grail boxes and paying shipping.
Yeah, and
So I mean, that we did buy it, and even if we get some of the same ones, hey, it benefits all of you out there because
because we'll give half of them away.
gonna give some away. We're gonna sell some probably, and they're gonna be cheaper and all kinds of stuff. So, the great thing I think, who knows? I'm really curious when you buy that many, how many of the same you're gonna get. That'll be bad for them if they show that, yeah, if you buy multiples, you're going to get a lot of the same ones too. I mean, really, it's going to be bad for them next time they want to do a sale like that. People just aren't going to grab them.
Yeah.
But somehow they did sell out originally, and then they brought them back.
But that's the good sign of, watching content creators, right?
Yeah.
Because we take the risks. Now we take the risks, and sometimes we might get something good, and then everybody's like, "Oh, did you see what they pulled? Man, I wish I would have bought that." And then maybe you can still go buy that. But then on the flip side, we've also been burned countless times, and then people are like, "Ooh, I'm really glad I didn't buy that."
But as I think whatever you mentioned, like getting the same one, even though you got the same one in those pops, they're $5 each. Like you paid $5. Like you don't expect much. Like right now, if I went on the site and I looked for things that are $5, oh wait, here I could get this Funko Gold. I could get Super Bizarro Superman. He's $4.50. So if I wanted to make my own $5 one, Thor and Toga, if he's in the $5 mystery box, guess what he's on sale for? $4.50. So
yeah, we could have saved 50 cents and built our own.
Yeah,
well, we might get some other stuff that's better. You never know.
We're gonna find out.
I watch y'all before I get one. That's very smart.
Smart. Yeah, it sounds like very smart. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that they announced that this is coming to the Funko shop. Am I correct?
Yeah, I thought this was a Europe exclusive.
Well, it says I love Europe, and when I heard that it was coming to the Funko shop, I thought that was super weird.
Yeah.
But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, I don't know. We got in a couple that we have for our Toys for Tots auction. I thought it was exclusive to Europe, but maybe it's selling so well in Europe, they're like, we got to bring this to the United States.
Or maybe it was selling so poorly, they're like, wow, we got to get this to the United States so we can get these sold out.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Half empty, half full.
This is one of my favorite Freddies of the year. So if you have the opportunity to buy this, I mean, go for it. Because I was super excited. I got mine. I think she just left the stream a couple minutes ago, but courtesy of Oigon, Norway.
Yeah,
City.
she sent us one as well.
I love this Freddy. Like I really just am so hyped to have it in my collection. So
yeah, this will be a great one. But I think that was it for slides. I think no, this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not it. I forgot
Avatar.
the leak.
Yeah, the Avatar. Yeah,
we've got the Avatar leak. I think that these molds look amazing. This will be probably the first 6-pack that I don't purchase. But no, wait, no, I didn't get the Power Rangers either. So
you think it's one a month now? One a month they're coming out with almost.
I don't know if they should do that.
I feel like we jinxed it. It was probably my fault because I said they should make more coolers. And
yeah, I think you did say that, John.
2 months later, and they're pumping out the coolers. So I don't mind it. If we do a cooler once a month, like I'm really okay with it. I like the coolers. I think we're gonna get this one for the bag. We're not interested in keeping all the sodas, but I know Joanna wants to stay bag complete. So
I will say, like, if people are going after, like, this is a good set too, because they haven't made any other ones, right? And this is the first time making these. If you just want a bunch, like if you're an Avatar fan, this is a great way to do it, right? You get 6 and you happen to get a chase, So I think it's a good way to do it for people that are like fans of things. Like Scooby-Doo is a great example too. Like,
yeah.
Those kind of things. So there's a lot of great. Peanuts is a great example. Like there's a lot of good benefits to something like this, I think, for people that are collectors and they don't want to buy 2 or 3 of each soda to try for every chase. Like they're good with getting a set. They get a chase, cool. They get a chase and they can keep it or they can sell it or do whatever they want.
Yeah, but I know I see some people in the chat saying once a month is too much.
Yeah,
I get that.
I get it.
But what are the odds
Yeah.
that they're going to drop something every single month that you collect? Like if they come out January's Marvel,
that you
know, like February's Care Bears, March is Star Wars, and then like April is I don't know, like some sort of ad icons. Like if they do a different theme cooler every single month, like I mean, unless you're like a diehard soda fan trying to be complete, which I mean, God bless you if you're it's nearly impossible to be soda complete at this point. But I just think that everyone's kind of you have to be selective in what you collect as far as like lines. Now, if you want to collect every single cooler, I think one a month is sustainable, especially if they have these sales, use your reward points. Now, if they're coming out with these coolers at 15,000 pieces once or twice a month, then you're going to see a lot of them starting to back up. But do we know the piece count on this yet?
I did not.
It's on the site, I think, right? I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, I mean that's the only other thing. I mean, if they're going to discount them, it's definitely more.
Oh man, a Star Wars soda cooler in May would be perfect. But Alex is a great point. He said, at least with these recent sodas, the chases are all different instead of being blacklight, metallic, lazy chases, basically. So yeah, these are all like you have a little bit of glow in this, but you do have some mold changes, which is good.
12,500.
Yeah, 12,000.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's kind of a lot.
I feel like there's a couple mold changes, but there's a lot of just like simple glow.
Yeah.
Simple glow.
Yeah.
3 of them are simple glow. 2 have pretty significant, like a little more significant mold changes.
I mean, I guess there's now that I'm looking at it really close. I guess there's not like a huge amount of difference between the commons and the chases, but
no, they're pretty darn close. But really, I mean, for this kind of set, I think that's okay. Like if you're gonna buy, you're not really.
Maybe you don't need to get every chase.
You don't need to get them all, unless somebody wants to be, I don't know. I feel like anime collectors collect a little bit different. I don't know if they need to have. I haven't seen any of the anime sodas sell that well. I still haven't seen this big jump from anime collectors because, like you said, 150,000 of the posters. But if they did a Luffy 6-pack, would a One Piece 6-pack? I might be down for that, but would it sell? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it would sell if there was only 5,000 pieces.
Yeah, 5,000 pieces. I think they have no problem with.
Now they're still pumping out the rewinds, which is interesting.
Yeah, the rewinds. I kind of threw that in there because I don't want to hate on them, but listen. They had a Voltron coming out. When I saw the Voltron, the first thing I thought about was, man, would this look cool as a 3-liter? And man, I don't like this as a rewind. But teach their own with the rewinds.
Some of the rewinds have good chases. I thought that was a line that they would be cutting back on, but it seems like they're going all in. So
I think they already had them in the works, though, too.
Yeah,
like, I feel like these things have been in the works. I wonder how they're selling. Like, I know some stores have got them. Has anyone started seeing them go to the clearance aisle in the stores? Like that's a key sign.
I didn't see those, but did you guys see the picture of the unnumbered sodas for $1 at Walmart?
Yeah.
I would grab some of them for $1. Some of them would be great for $1.
Yeah.
I saw
I wouldn't even want them for $1, to be honest.
No.
Because what do you do with them then?
But it just shows you how there is no demand for, and how much like that piece count truly matters to collectors. So I was shocked to see him for $1. That was the first time I've seen him that low.
We haven't seen it unnumbered in a while, right?
No, they're ending it. They're not doing any more unnumbered.
I mean, if you think about it, if it's taking 1.5 years to sell 20,000 piece sodas, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the no piece count, I think, was a fail. I feel like they made, there was a lot of decisions that may have been questionable over the last 2 years. It'll be interesting going forward. I think we want to see. I want to see some more limited stuff coming out. I think we're all in agreement. I think we've been saying it week after week. So
Oh, but you didn't have a picture of that 8,000 piece.
I didn't. I know
two-pack.
I know that I had it.
So I wanted to comment on that really quick because I actually think
I
that
did have it. I don't know why it wasn't.
no, I
in there.
trust you. I trust you. I think that having stuff like that at the 7,500, 8,000 piece, even 10,000 piece, like I think it's okay. Like I think that's good because if they were to just like blanketly put out that 2-pack, I don't think it would sell as well as compared to having that 8,000 piece number on that sticker. Now, granted, 8,000 piece is not that limited, but just the fact and knowing that it is somewhat more limited than them just making like 60 or 80,000 exclusives of that, I think that's way better in the long run for the hobby.
I also think 8,000 on a 2-pack was a little bit that's pretty high.
But you know, if they don't make 8,000, it's going to be like 60,000 or 80,000. So, like this is the better alternative.
I think that's an amazing 2-pack though too. Glow in the dark.
It is.
I think that thing is going to look sweet.
And Lauren, yes, we
JG,
did.
Thank you.
Talk about the sale. Yeah, look at that super sticker. Thank you, JG. Yeah, some of the rewinds are half off on the Funko shop. See, that to me is a red flag for a brand new product. Like, I think that just shows you that there's not as much demand for those rewinds. Even though some of them have really cool molds, cool looking chases, they are characters that people enjoy collecting. I don't see the market there for rewinds. And not with us, because I think it looks too much like a toy. And even though you can make the argument that like Funko Pops are a toy, but a lot of them are not. Like they
kind of look like a cheap toy. No offense. No offense to anybody. You know what I mean? But they
Did
don't
you guys see
look
what
like...
I picked up at Marshall's?
I did.
I saw your post. Yeah, you bought those sodas, the $6 ones?
Yeah, $6. I was
nice.
I saw some t-shirt packs. They had like the Doc Brown with the t-shirt. They did not have my size, or I would have grabbed it because I actually like that shirt and the pop that comes with it that glows. They had they had a couple pop and tea combos and a couple other things, but it wasn't in the toy aisle, which was weird. It was kind of like in this area where like men's like gadgets and clothes, like where belts and gadgets and stuff, because I was looking around for a couple things and I was like, oh, there's pops, and I'm like, what? There's sodas. All right, they're sealed. They look like a legit seal still.
So Nathan says, I think they really need to lower the piece counts going forward. Anything over 5K, I think, is overkill at this point. I think 5K would be not enough for certain things, but for a lot of things, I agree. It should be 5K or less. But I think they already are having those discussions. They're going to be making those changes because they're going to need to match the demand of what they're outputting to, or what they're outputting to match the demand, because they want to sell out. Because if you have sellouts, even if you make less, see, here's the thing. If you make less of one item, but it sells out, then you just have the capital to then go make another one. And even if you make the next item at 5,000 pieces and it sells out again, like you can drop more and you can make more money because you're dropping more items, but they're less limited. Instead of dropping, less items that are more limited, that are not as desired, that's when you get these items sitting around for a while. And once again, to Vince's point from the beginning, this is not a Funko problem. This is a problem across the board amongst all collectibles, amongst all toy lines. You see it with all these other companies. I bet you there is live streams in several other hobbies and niches right now on YouTube having these same conversations. I know they are. And they're talking about, oh, they're making too much. The price should be this. Like, they're having the same conversations. It's just because there was this collecting boom after, throughout the pandemic, after the pandemic, and it takes a while for companies to make all the product, and they thought the demand was going to continue to surge upward, and it's cyclical, just like everything else. It goes up, it comes down. It'll go back up, and then it'll come down. We've already seen it all the time. CrossGod said Funko is dropping hard, which is sad to watch. It's, believe it or not, this has happened before. This is not anything new. It's come down, and guess what? Prices of grails came down a little bit. prices of common, like everything came down across the board. It happened in 2017.
It's
I
and
saw
it's
it.
happening right now.
And it's happening again. So it was actually just a really good, it started to happen a little bit in 2020, and then things changed with the pandemic a little bit, but everything is cyclical. But I'm telling you, if you are a true collector, this is actually a really good time to be a collector, because you will start to see prices of higher end items that you never thought you would own start to come down in price, and then you're able to grab them. I'm telling you this from experience. There are so many high end rare pieces in our collection that I got when the market was down. And now, or I mean, now we're coming off a high, but like the items that I had are in our collection that we still have, they skyrocketed in price over the last couple of years. The prices that they are now, I would never be able to afford them. Like a $5,000 Freddy, heck no, I would never be able to own that. Like an $800, $1,000 holographic Darth Vader, that wasn't in my budget when I was in college. But when the prices came down 2016, 2017, that's when I started going after this stuff. And it got me excited. It got me excited because I was like, man, look at this. I can collect the rarer stuff, the harder to get exclusives.
Well, and I still think that you see that. I think some of the older stuff is holding pretty good value. I think where it goes awry is the stuff that's, 22 and beyond, 21 and beyond even, that's where maybe there was too much of just about everything. So I think it is cyclical. And are they going down? Like, they can right the ship. I know that they can right the ship. They're going to have to make changes. I think that they know that they got to make changes. You could see little inklings of that, but really, I think we're going to be talking into 2024 before we really start to see maybe a different game plan. And everybody was kind of saying whatever when, Mariotti left. I think some of the stuff that they got into was probably driven by the CEO at the time, with all the different lines and all the stuff that they were trying to do. And I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to capitalize and make as much money as possible and find the next pop. I think that's what they've always tried to do, is find the next Funko Pop that really drove them to where they are now. The soda was a nice secondary piece. They have not found that third piece, or, and they do have to be a little bit, being a collectible company, you got to have, there's a fine line between, making money and having a product that is somewhat in demand. If you don't have that demand, then really, I think they can get back to that. They're moving in that direction at this point, and hopefully we'll see more proof of that going into 2024. I mean, we're only a couple months away from 2024 at this point.
The thing that Funko is the thing that Funko is competing with is they are not competing with us, the people, right? Consumers, right? They're competing with other companies to get our money, because if you're collecting something else, or if you're buying something else to put on your shelf, that's less room for Funko, right? So they're competing with other products. And what Funko has going for them is actually a lot. They have a low cost of entry for most items. They're very inexpensive for the most part compared to, I'm not saying they're super cheap, but I'm just saying they're less expensive compared to other hobbies and other items. Relatively, they take up not that much space if you have a few. Once you have, in the hundreds and thousands like we have, then obviously it starts taking up a lot of space. So they also have that going for them. They have a lot of different licenses. They have a lot of popular characters that they make. That also another huge thumbs up in their column. They did screw up by, I think trying to make too many different items. That's where I'd like to see them scale back. Like, I don't know if they're going to find that third piece. I think pops work. I think sodas work. I think you have a couple novelty items. Like, I went to a store today, and the store I went to was amazing, but they had everything. They had every single type of Funko product. They had Pocket Pops. They had Popsies, fig pins, t-shirt bundles, like rock candies, vinyls, like everything. They had everything, right? And you just sit back and look, and you're just like, what does Funko really identify with? They identify with the pop figure. They should focus everything on making the best quality Funko Pops that they can make, because that is their bread and butter. And I think that will always be their bread and butter. Give people, listen to people, what they want. And we're very vocal. We're a very vocal community. I think you don't have to go very far to find out what we want, what we don't want. Just make that,
Yeah.
Mike says, and another thing that Funko does is drop pops for every movie or every other show that comes out and drop 6 pops per movie. I don't think that necessarily is going to change because of their license agreements. They probably have in those license agreements, hey, there's a new Superman movie
They
coming
might,
out.
but John, why was it not always that way? Do you know what I'm saying? Like a great example, and I don't know why these two pops keep popping in my head, but like Step Brothers. They got the 2 brothers, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Why did they used to do that? I don't know if it's even the licensing thing as much as it. I think that they are trying to make everything that they can. I think that they can. And like you said, some of this stuff, yes, you're 100% correct. I think that, like, Into the Spider-Verse, did they need to drop 8 commons and then do 4 of them as glow in the dark and get all these did they need to do that, or did they want to do that to try to make the most amount of money? It diminishes their value as a company when they put out that many SKUs that it's just going to sit there, like, and there's just no collectability
But that's
to it.
not just Funko though. I mean, I've seen Black.
Oh yeah,
Series, I've seen
listen, that I'm not going
Marvel
to disagree
Legends.
with.
I was in Target the other day and I was looking at Marvel Legends, and there was like 3 very similar versions of an obscure spider suit that I was just like intrigued by, and I was like, why'd they make 3 different versions of this? It looks very similar, and it was all different because they all had different box numbers and accessories and stuff. So I don't think that's a Funko thing. I think that's just like, maybe that's the American business model where they're just like, oh, people like this, give them more. Oh, more people like
No,
this.
you're
Let's
right.
Let's just give them more. I think that's just like a, I don't know. I think that's just America. They're just seeing all this, and every year there's more and more people born. There's more and more people that live on Earth. So they're just like, oh, we can just keep putting out more and more.
I think
and more,
that
and
I
people will
see,
buy
but
it.
I think that is that, but I think that they did not used to do that. They did not used to drop 6 things in a
Well, they
wave.
didn't used to be a publicly traded company. I
No,
think that
you're 100% right, but I'm not even talking that far back. I'm talking like past 2019. Like the dropping the gigantic waves plus, I feel like that's happened over the last 3 years more than before that. I felt like it was slow rolled over a couple months, or you get it staggered a little bit, or do 3 like the last couple waves of the Star Wars stuff. Like, I don't like seeing 6 commons or 6 of their mainline, whatever they call them now, or 7, and then it feels like it's too much at once. It feels a little bit overwhelming, I think, is where people would feel that if they could release a couple at the beginning of a show, you get a couple secondary characters a little bit later on that are exclusives. I feel like they don't need to put out as many as that. And listen, who am I? I don't. You're right. I don't know how. I'm sure they got to make the most amount of possible, and they're making their best decisions for that. Me speaking as a collector and a collectible situation, like, it just, for me, it feels overwhelming at times with the amount that they put out at one time for certain things.
So I've heard this. You said it a couple of times, Vince. Josh, I think you said a similar version of it. I've seen a few people in the chat say it tonight. I've seen people say it on other social media platforms, Instagram, whatever, Twitter. People were saying like, oh, I want Funko to be like the old days. I don't think Funko is ever going to be like the way it was, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because
I agree with that too, though. I don't want them to go back exactly the way they were.
Go backwards, and I
Right.
think the reason you can't go backwards, that's just life. You just can't go backwards, right? If you go back to the way things were, you're going to have those problems just existing in like 2024, 2025. They've overcome a lot of obstacles. They've learned a lot. They've picked up a lot of, if you look at the celebrities that now endorse Funko, Snoop Dogg, Fluffy, like all these amazing people that love Funko, and, you see them and you're like, oh, that's so cool. Like even the whole Bella Porsche thing, like that's really big for the company, the hobby, them bringing in these other people to get more people excited about Funko. I think you have to have a hybrid model. And I think we probably won't see Funko getting away from like, oh, a new Fast and Furious movie is coming out, we're going to drop 8 pops for that. I think that's actually okay. And the reason I think that's okay is because the people that like that movie so much are going to go out and grab all 8 of those pops. Someone just said the No Way Home set has like 40 in it. I've seen people who have every single one of those pops from that set. They have the 8-pack, they got all the movie moments. They love Spider-Man No Way Home because it's an amazing movie and they have to get every single item from that line. I don't think that's going to change. What I think needs to change more so than everything else is your events. Your San Diego Comic-Con, your Fun on the Run, your New York Comic-Con, Fright Night, Fun Days, all these events I think need to have less. I think they need to have less items that are more limited to cause that hype and that fury of, oh my God, I need to go to this event so I can get this item. Or even for the people at home that can't go to the event, like, oh my God, they are only dropping 5,000 Fright Night boxes tomorrow. And there's 6 different pops I'm hoping that I pull. Like, I think they need to do that because I feel like that's a change that you can make in-house as
Yeah, it's
Funko.
not. Those are not like a gigantic money making thing.
Right.
It's more building hype for something.
Right. If you do that and then you start giving smaller cons, like, I don't know, like bring back a Dallas Comic Con exclusive, bring back a Rhode Island Comic Con exclusive. Like you give these offshoot, like LA Comic Con, give them like 2 or 3 pops and a soda. Like you start doing that and you get people excited for these events. I feel like that hype will carry throughout the year. And then people will be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go buy those 4 commons that came out to add to my collection. I think you do it that way. Yeah, you get people excited. Yeah, East Coast Funko events. I'm all for that. Let's do that,
Yeah.
you know? But have like a super limited piece or something that's hard to get from that event. So, not to encourage the flipping. It's just because there's always going to be flipping. It's just to encourage the chase. It's all about the chase as a collector of having the drive and the motivation of having to get that item for your collection.
I think they need to look at other toy companies and how they're doing it. And I think some of them are a little more successful with this because they have their main line. These are main lines that go in every store, whether a comic book store, a Target, a Walmart, or whatever. These are the main lines that go out everywhere and for sale. And then they need to have a collector line. Like Hasbro Pulse does and like Hasbro Labs does, where you can back something and get something really cool. Imagine that, like instead of like saying they're gonna sell 20,000 of the whatever boxes for the for Heavy Metal Halloween. How about you had to back a box and say you're going to pay $150 or something like that, and whatever and this is how many we want back. This will sell, and maybe we'll throw in, if we sell this many more, we'll sell some others. Like a Kickstarter. Like we'll have bonuses if we sell more or something fun.
Vault something right away after you do a run of something,
Yeah, but I think they have to have those 2 things. They have to have that we get it in all these stores. We get our product out because we are a toy company. We are not a collector only company. We are a bobblehead and making
pop culture company.
Toy pop culture company that needs to get out in 80 different stores. We need to be in the Five Below. We need to be in the Target. We need to be in your 7-Eleven. We need to be everywhere. But we also need to say, hey, we have this cool collector group that's been around with our company for a while, a long time, or they might be new, but also there's been people that are around for a while. How do we get them and keep them engaged and make products that really appeal to that audience? And it could be something really weird and awkward. We know like certain things it could be simple as like a box, like just a collector box or something like that that's out there, but it could be something even more like weird, like, hey, let's bring back a Hikari for one run, like let's bring back a pop vinyl. We haven't done that in a while. Let's see if they sell or people really like them. They're limited to 1,000 pieces. That's it. Hey, they sold out the Tony Stark Iron Man that none of us really thought it would sell out that quick. It came back, sold out, whatever. But I guess they're all sold out. They're gone. I still don't think they look that amazing or I needed one. I'm glad I didn't buy one. But, it's kind of like, but they know how to do it. They can do things like that. And I think, doing things that bring some hype to it and have
Yeah.
some, fun chances at 4 different chases. Like one Freddy, and they could have 4 different chases for that Freddy, or a regular something else that might be a premium cost, but you have 3 or 4 different chases out of it. And one's a 1 in 50, or a 1 in 100, or 1 in 200, or whatever out of that. That's going to make it, that more exciting.
Yeah, maybe like something in die cast or something like that. I don't know. Just spitballing.
Different.
But Josh, you hit the nail on the head. Like, we are now in an era where there are multiple types of Funko consumers. You have your hardcore collectors, you have your casual collectors, and then you have people that just like, they just buy 1 or 2 here or there. They're like less than casual. They're just like, they just buy sporadically. They're not really collectors, but they're just like, oh, I'll just buy that because it's cool. Or, oh, I just want a Spider-Man pop for my desk. And that's like a perfect way. Like, everything you just described, like, that would be perfect. Like, and that's what Funko needs to do. They need to be upfront when the new movie hits the theaters. They need to be right there in the stores, having all that product available to buy. For the Barbie movie, like, I think they missed the boat so big on the Barbie movie. Why was there not like a huge wave of pops that came out for the Barbie movie? Why was there not a soda that came out? Like, there was so much anticipation and marketing and buildup for Barbie. And then Funko it was like, did they know that Barbie was coming out? Like, one of the most successful, I think it was the most successful movie in 2023. Like, and they didn't really have anything that they put out. I know they put out some stuff for pre-order a couple weeks later, but like, that's not enough. You need to satisfy that demand for the people in the moment. And then, they should throw up like a 1,000 piece Ken and Barbie glitter 2-pack on the Funko shop and let all us hardcore collectors go nuts, because we have to have that glitter 2-pack, So
they missed the Taylor Swift album.
Taylor Swift, that's another one. Yeah, Taylor Swift
had the album cover out for that one.
Yeah. So they got to get better at those trends.
Expensive.
What'd you say?
License might be too expensive.
Maybe.
I feel like they could sell. Listen, I feel like they could probably sell 1 million of those. Yeah, but where's our Taylor Swift?
Oh, I know, right? To all the things that we think Funko could do better, I think Funko has done a lot of good things here in 2023. I feel like it just gets overshadowed by the other things that we think, they should have done better.
Sure. I think they've had some great stuff. Even the stuff that's on sale. There's a lot of stuff on sale that I genuinely like. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that's on sale that I already own. You know what I mean? So I've already enjoyed it before.
And that's the bummer. Like, we just bought it at full price because we
enjoyed it at full price.
Yeah, we liked it enough at full price. Like, they did so many good things this year that were just overshadowed. Like, perfect example, I don't want to get into it. Perfect example is Camp Fun Days. They did such a good job with that event. That event looked like it was a blast. It was a great time. Everybody who I talked to who went to the event said they had an amazing experience. The pops were so good. Like, a lot of those exclusive Freddies were amazing. They're still very expensive for the most part. And unfortunately, they had a sticker debacle that I feel like just kind of overshadowed it. Right. They made a mistake, but to Funko's credit, again, even post mistake, they were transparent and they said, we messed up. And I know, like, there's a lot of backlash and people feel differently about how that event unfolded and everything, but ultimately it just sucks because they did a really good job putting on the biggest outdoor Funko event ever, and it went really well, just except for, unfortunately, huge bummer, huge mess up. A few mishaps, and I feel like
they shot themselves in the foot a little.
They shot themselves in the foot. Like, Funko just did a really good job, and I will tell you too. Like, Mike Becker at New York Comic Con, he was going around. We didn't have a chance to interact with him for very long. We just saw him in passing really quick. I would have loved to talk to him last year. We got to talk to him for a couple of minutes, but he was in a lot of people's TikToks. He was was doing interviews all during NYCC weekend. He was interacting with so many fans at the con.
And that was cool to see. Ambassador of Funko at the con.
Right. And you don't see that with other companies. And maybe I'm not neck deep enough into other companies to know who does and who doesn't, but you just don't see that from somebody so high up. And I think that is like a true testament to how amazing Funko as a company is and can continue to be.
Yep.
Barbie Pops will come out next year, hopefully in time for the sequel.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, he was.
No.
He was everywhere. He was handing out pins. He was taking pictures. He was throwing stuff out in the crowd. Like I said, the interviews, the stuff he said in the interviews made me really optimistic. I mean, even more optimistic for the future. They want to bring back Fright Night next year. They want to do more Funko events outside of San Diego and New York Comic Con, which I think would be huge. Like bringing pockets of collectors together in certain parts of the country where they don't normally have events, I think would just be amazing for this hobby. And this
Yeah, kind of grassroots effort, but I don't, they are bigger. They're bigger, and like you said, they don't want to go backwards per se, but they could do it maybe in a little kind of like what they were doing, but maybe put some twist on it. I'm looking forward to the last quarter of the year here and see how we move into the holiday season, and we'll see how Black Friday goes. We're going to see how these sales go. Make sure we capitalize on all the sales and do all that.
I don't think Black Friday, and I think the last thing I'll really say about the sales and everything, this year is different, and I've never seen this many sales for like toys, collectibles, like I said, like products that we necessarily don't need but we want. I've never seen this many sales this early. And I know I'm relatively young, so maybe there was like other times in people's lives where like they were like, oh yeah, there was sales like crazy early before Black Friday. But I don't know if Black Friday, I could be wrong, I don't know if Black Friday is really going to be like that different from what we're seeing now. I think this could last, like the sales that we're seeing today,
I think it'll be November sales.
They could just be repeated throughout November and December throughout the end of the year. And I'm seeing, like, if you go on Walmart, Target, Kohl's, Best Buy, like they're all having big sales already. Walmart, what's it, Home Depot and Lowe's, I saw already put its stuff on sale. So I think it's not like Black Friday. It's just like Q4.
I don't think anything's like Black Friday back in like late 90s, early 2000s, Vince. Like Black Friday when people were like, this is when you had to show up at a store at 4 a.m. to get these doorbuster deals. And
I remember getting my first plasma TV over at Circuit City back in the day.
Woo!
Paid $2,000 for, and it weighed at least 150 pounds. I don't even know how I kept it on the wall.
Oh my God.
Burned an image right in the screen within the first couple of weeks, but that thing lasted till about 3 years ago. So
damn. But, Gerald, I agree. They definitely need to put some money into their shipping. That is unacceptable. They need to have better shipping standards. I'll defend Funko till the day I die, but when it comes to shipping, yeah, they just gotta. That's
with that being said, the last couple boxes that I've gotten in have been in really good shape.
I will say, yeah, it's a true mixture, and I bet it's the biggest thing is probably a training issue.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of it is like they have a lot of. I mean, think that whole crew is barely a year old, and probably half of those employees are probably even in the last 6 months been hired. And they probably gear up for the holidays or this time. They might hire more people. Like during the con time, they might have a lot of like temporary people or up, who working, or maybe they have seasonal people. I don't know if they, do those kind of things, just like other stores do. Have seasonal people and things like that to help get stuff out. So they could just have like people here, we'll bring you back for some hours. Con's coming up. We need, another 50 workers. So I think it'll be I think it's a mix. Yeah, I've had stuff that's really done well, like you said, Vince. Like everything wrapped and done well, then mixed. Like some things, and some people got stuff in sorters from NYCC. None of my stuff was in sorters, but it was all
ours was immaculately packed. I mean, it was fantastically packed, and I saw yours, and yours was not fantastically packed.
You always have like that kind of mix of. I think those kind of things when you're packing a bunch of different things, it becomes a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
for them.
Yeah, Andres, that was awesome. He said he met Slapshot at Wayne Toy Show and Mike B at New York Comic Con this year. Great year for me. Would love to meet everybody one day. Yeah, it's 2 other amazing people on the panel that I highly recommend hanging out with at some point.
Well, guys, man,
the final.
What an amazing! I don't know about you guys, but what an amazing show. I hopefully everybody agrees. I I genuinely I liked the sales. I have fun like looking through some of that stuff. And just because it's on sale, I didn't think it was I like some of that stuff I actually like. Like if I would not have picked up that Evil Queen already, and we only opened one and we got the chase, so I really don't need another one at this point. But if I didn't have that, how excited would I be right now to pick that up? Like I'd be over the moon excited. So if you guys haven't got it and you wanted some of these things, man, now's the time to get it. You didn't get that Winter Soldier soda because you didn't want to pay $18 for an exclusive. Now it's $5.
Well, we saw with the Sanderson sisters, the $5 sodas are selling out quick, so they're not going to be around for very long.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad to see things selling out, even when they're on sale at a point where then they're gone off their site. That's what I want to see, because that means they're gone. That means they're not $5 anymore. That means people will buy them, and eventually they won't find them for $5 anymore. They'll want them for more.
It's the way it goes. I mean, it's not the first sale that's ever happened. I mean, there's always going to be sales and always deals that you can find. So find those sales, get those deals. Buy the I know Entertainment Earth is running deals right now, and all the companies are going to be running deals till the end of the year. And it's time to fill in those holes in your collection. I've seen some, I think demand is down right now going into the holiday season. John, you say it all the time. Demand is always going to start to drop. You can probably find, you got a grail that you've been eyeing up. Now may or may not be the best time because you might have to be saving for the holidays as well. But now's the time to keep an eye on for those deals. And if you could pick up some stuff for cheap, go do that is what I would say.
And Jonathan, when are we going to get that 3-liter Freddy? What are we doing, Funko? Because I want that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's drop something else. I'd like to see another thing drop tomorrow. If it's a Freddy 3-liter, that'd be amazing.
Sneaky. Throw it in there.
Yeah. Out of the blue.
10% off too, please. 10% off.
If it goes right on sale right away, that's even better as far as I'm concerned. So Josh, what do you have coming up this week?
Yeah. So we did put out a video yesterday if you haven't checked it out. But we have coming up tomorrow night, we are doing a live. So Shannon and I will be hanging out live. We're going to try something a little different too. We're going to hang out live like we normally kind of do and talk about things, maybe open some stuff and that. But also we're going to have a very small run of mystery boxes available to buy, not through Whatnot, but just through like, hey, here's the PayPal, here's the box, call your, call your box number, we'll sell a box kind of thing. We'll only have a small number, so we can only take so many. And also I'll give a discount if you are a channel member. So if you're a channel member already, I'm going to give you a $5 discount. That's pretty much like the shipping off of it, kind of thing that I'm going to have to include on it. So if you want that, I think what we've been doing, we're talking about, we haven't finalized the boxes yet, but we were talking about doing like a Poppin Soda box kind of thing. So something fun like that.
Nice.
So if you're interested in doing that, it'll be a really small run while we're just hanging out doing live. And you can just hang out with us and do the live too. So no obligation to grab anything or anything like that. We'll be doing our regular live as well, talking about all kinds of good stuff.
I like it.
And then soda. I haven't decided if it's going to be soda Saturday, soda Sunday. But we kind of been mixing it up now. Just dropping on different days on the weekend. But we'll have some soda content coming up for you. We also have 2 more heavy metal boxes. Maybe that'll be some stuff coming up. Also some we still got New York Comic-Con stuff to open, like our Tiny Ghost and that. So you're going to see some videos on that. Who knows? Maybe we'll open some on our live tomorrow night.
Nice.
Very nice.
9 p.m. Eastern. Hit that reminder on my channel there.
I'm excited for that. That's going to be awesome. Sarah, you're not late. We always appreciate when you come around. Hopefully, what was it, basketball practice? Hopefully basketball went okay. For us, so we're out of town for the week, but we filmed videos ahead and everything. So if you guys didn't check out yesterday's video, we opened up a ton of boxes that were sent over for Toys for Tots. So thank you to everybody who has sent something over. Since we have left town, I've gotten 46 notifications. So I'm assuming that of those 46 boxes that have been delivered so far, a good majority of them are also for Toys for Tots. So we're gonna have to do another massive unboxing when I get home. Joanna and I are gonna be apart for at least a week. So try my best to keep up with all the channel stuff while I'm working. Joanna's gonna be doing some stuff remotely, which will be awesome and everything. But yeah, we got that going on next week. Saturday, we are opening up our X-Men coolers. And then today I went to an amazing store out in Pennsylvania. So you got that video to look forward to probably next week. And then we're going to 2 stores tomorrow. And then I'm going to Rhode Island Comic-Con on Sunday. So lots of hunt videos and store tours and stuff to look forward to. If you guys haven't bookmarked our Toys for Tots show, we're getting...
What are you doing?
Close. We're almost 2 weeks out. So definitely go bookmark it. The Canadian deadline has now passed. So if anybody who was in Canada, hopefully you were able to send your items. I'm actually picking up all of the Canadian donations this weekend at Rhode Island Comic-Con and then taking them back home to Massachusetts. You have until November 8th if you want to donate. That's been the most popular question over the last 72 hours on Whatnot, Instagram, and YouTube. People have been asking, is it too late to donate? It is not too late to donate. It is, you got 6 more days. So we're in PA. It was just over the border. It was called Alternate Dimension Toys. Amazing store. I did pick up a really cool limited piece for my collection that I'm excited to show off. But yeah, that you'll have that video to look forward to in a couple days.
Nice. Oh,
that's you,
Vince. Oh, Vince, what do you have going on? So we have a ton going on this weekend. We have a auction tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yes.
We're not already in Friday. It's not tonight, right? No. So we have our auction Friday at I think it was at 6 or 7. Guys, go over there and bookmark it now. I don't even know what we're doing yet, to be honest with you. It's been a very long week. We also have our family live on Sunday night at 7 p.m. So go bookmark that as well. We have a ton of giveaways because we did a giveaway in our video today. We did a giveaway in our video on last week. We did another giveaway at some other point. So we're going to give a ton of stuff away. We're going to do trivia. It's going to be a blast. Make sure you guys join us over on our YouTube channel on Sunday for that. We got videos next week, which we have not filmed yet. So I don't know what's going to be coming out next week, but I'm sure they're going to be amazing as always. And man, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this fantastic show that I feel like we tried to put on for everybody tonight. I had a good time talking with the gentlemen once again. We will be back here next week on Thursday on John's channel.
Sounds good.
John's channel. Yes, right.
John,
so we will,
and then me, and then we'll do our crazy.
Thanksgiving.
Then we have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is only 3 weeks away.
I can't believe we're talking about Thanksgiving already.
Holy smokes!
It is November.
Before you know it, we'll be talking sleigh bells and whatnots.
Oh my god!
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us and chatting. We appreciate all the questions and all the comments and all the videos, and then here tonight as well. We enjoyed you guys. One more. I'm just talking too much. Guys, good night, everyone. It's just been too long of a day. Good night, everyone. See you guys next week.